Welcome back. So I'm Sage. This is my stage. This is basically part 2 of the popsicle stick house building video, but it's okay. Like, you don't have to watch part 1 because I'm basically like, I only made walls, so I haven't really made anything. And basically, like, all of the parts of this series are just gonna be me talking about like random stuff. Today I have one topic in particular. Like, I've been having very vivid dreams lately, and I want to just talk and like share all of my dreams that I've had lately. Like sleep dreams, not like I want to be an astronaut dreams, you know? So if you're like a person who likes to really like psychoanalyze dreams and like tell me what my dreams mean, please do, because I love that kind of stuff, and I like doing that for other people, but I'm having a very hard time doing that for myself. So let me know what you think, doctor. Okay. I hated that. So let me know in the comments what you think they mean. So, and I'm going to be building the house while I do this. Oh, and let me tell you about, okay, so I've thought long and hard about this, right? And I have a concept, right? So what I want to do is, I want to build like open dollhouse, right? Like, that's what I'm going for. So like, I mean like a house that's cut in half so you can see the inside, like an open dollhouse, you know? You get what I'm saying? And I feel like since it's Halloween, right, 'tis the season, we could do haunted house, open house concept. And, you know, this is all big thinking. I don't know how actually good this is gonna be, but I'm hoping it's gonna be okay. And I really want this to look cool. And also, we have an upgrade. A hot glue gun. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use this to like put the walls together. So we'll see how this goes. I think I'm still in the wall building stage, but I don't know, we'll have to see. And I want to make it 2 stories. So this is gonna be really hard, but also super fun. And look at my plant. So I am the foster parent of this plant right here. And boy, is she thriving. Like, listen, first of all, this is a succulent. It started off with just one shoot and like one flower head on that shoot. And now it's like, there's like 4 people hopping in this crib. Like, what the, is that normal? Is this normal? Does this happen? What kind of phase is she going through? But I've been watering her not that often, because you're not supposed to, because they're like, this is kind of a cactus, and like that it takes like, it only needs a very little amount of water, which is perfect for me because I can kill plants pretty easily, so this was good. But I think I did overwater it a little bit because she's turning a little yellow on this one, at least. Like, some of her leaves are getting a little yellow, because I was like, there's so many people in here, I feel like they need more water, but I guess they don't really, so I don't know. I just wanted to show you her. Maybe I'll show you an update on her. I don't even know. She doesn't really have a name. I gotta think of one. So the first dream I want to talk about is, my sister was in this, so I texted her this whole thing as soon as it happened, like after I woke up, and which is why I can recall this so vividly too, is because I just, when I described it really well, I feel like. So the first dream was, I was walking on this town, like in this town, and I'd been there before. Like, I felt like I've had this dream before because it felt very familiar. And I was walking down this town. It's a very tiny town. There was 2 bathrooms at the end of each side of the town. Like, bathrooms you'd find at, like, a campsite. And there was also 2 Skechers stores, which, like, next to the bathrooms at the edges of the town. And then the rest of the town was this long strip of, like, fast food stores and, like, taverns and, like, things like that. But the whole town was one long road, right? And also, Skechers stores don't exist. But so I was walking around this town, and there was people getting really sick in this town. Like, there was people just like I could see it happening, right? They were just like, all of these people were wearing surgical masks, and like I could see like people like drooping as they walked, and like it seemed like a zombie kind of infestation was like gonna happen soon. That's what it felt like. And I went into the bathroom of, like, one of the bathrooms at the edge of the town, and someone had stuffed all of their money, like, in one of the paper towel dispensers, like, all of their life's money. And it was like, somehow I knew that they were going to be leaving the town soon, and that's why they did it. Like, they were going to go to a place where they didn't need money anymore, like another town that doesn't take the currency, something like that. I don't know. And I found this in both bathrooms. Like, I went to both bathrooms. Like, I checked the other bathroom, mostly because I was like, damn, that's free money. So I went to the other bathroom and I found the same thing. And then my sister showed up in my dream. This is not the first time my sister has done this, okay? My sister showed up in my dream, and she was like, she came and she stood right next to me, and she was like, you know this isn't real, right? And I was like, what? And she was like, this isn't real, you're dreaming. And I was like, okay. And she does this to me all the time in my dreams. I don't know why. She's always hopping in my dreams and doing this. But that happens so often. And after she said that, like, I was like, what? Like, no, that's not right. But then I saw this lady, like, she was walking around, and this guy asked her, like, he was like, hey, where's the Skechers sign on your shoe? And I was like, yeah, right, like, we have 2 Skechers stores, and you don't have Skechers shoes? And then I was like, I turned back to my sister, and I was like, yeah, maybe, alright, maybe this is a dream. Like, I see where you're coming from. And then we started walking around the town a little bit, and I was like, if this is my dream, like, why are all these people dying and like getting sick? And she was like, maybe that's how you wanted to end the dream, like with a big like apocalypse or something. And I was like, I don't like the sound of that. So I went up to this girl. This is the part where it gets really weird. I went up to this girl, right, and I was asking her, like, I was talking to her, but I wasn't talking to her in English. Like, I was talking to her in Swedish. I don't know how I knew it was Swedish or how I was talking to her in Swedish, but I was talking to her in Swedish. And she was one of the sick people. She had like the surgical mask, not the surgical mask, like, you know, the sick mask or whatever. She had that on. And basically, I somehow knew that she wasn't sick. Like, it wasn't an external sickness. Like, she was just sad. She was upset about something, and she was like depressed. So I talked to her in Swedish, and I told her, like, what a good person she was. Like, I made her feel a lot better. And, like, slowly she was, like, as I was talking to her, like, she, like perked back up, and, like, she, like, took the mask off, and, like, the color flew back in her cheeks, and her, like, hair, okay, her hair turned a different color, which doesn't happen when you're sick, but her hair turned, like, to this blonde thing, and she was like, thank you. And then I woke up from that dream, but I was in another dream, and I walked into this meadow, and scattered on the floor of this meadow were like millions of pictures of my time in that town. Like pictures of me and my friends, like selfies and like different pictures of us having fun in that town. And then I woke up, like for real that time. So that was a really interesting dream, but I didn't know what that meant really. This is actually good that I'm doing it at we're in my room this time. I didn't explain that. This is actually good that I'm doing it at this desk though, because I can kind of like stand this up like this. I'm definitely going to have to make more walls. Hold on, let me make sure that you can actually see this. Oh my ladies, put your hands up. Oh, it's already been 10 minutes, dude. How do I talk so much? I might make this bottom part like 3 popsicle stick segments, and then the top part like 2. That's what I think I might do. I wanted to make a porch, so on this other side I'm going to have to actually make a porch. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I really don't know how this is supposed to connect or how. So then this other dream I had, that first dream was like probably a week or 2 ago. This other dream I had a few nights ago. So I was a new kid in this town, right? And I was new at this school, but I had only moved from like a town over or something. And as soon as I walked into this town, there was like some crazy stuff going on. Like there was a lot of murders going on. And I walked past this place. Like there was a news, like a camera crew like there and stuff already. And I saw these names written on the ground. And it was like every time a kid's name got written on the ground, you knew that that kid was dead. Like I knew that that kid was dead. And like so did everyone else, because these kids were missing. Whenever a kid was missing and his name or her name was written on the ground, then like everyone automatically knew that that kid was dead and that they wouldn't find them. And I was a new kid in this town, like dropped in the middle of all of this. So I didn't really know what that meant. And I walked past the names on the ground, and like people were looking to me for a reaction, and I was just like I don't know, like I didn't really have a reaction to give them because I didn't know what the names meant at the time. And I went into this class, and the teacher started talking to me in Spanish. And, like, I had no idea, like, why, right? And I was trying to, like, understand what he meant, but I kept responding to him in English, and eventually he talked to me in English. And then I laughed about it, like, with the other kids in the class after the teacher left, because I was like, apparently, he thought I was from this town in Spain. Like, so he thought that I would natively speak Spanish, and that's why he started talking to me in Spanish. And, like, we were, like, laughing about that for some reason. I don't know. And then in this, like, later in the dream, there was a part where, like, this kind of relates back to this other dream I had. Like, I started, like, having this one part of the dream where it felt like I was in a video game again, which I've had another dream that was like that. And I talked about it in the last part, towards the end of the first part of the Popsicle stick house building. And this one, though, was interesting. It was a video game, but I was in someone else's body, and I knew this, but it felt like, it was like VR, but it really felt like I was moving in their body, and I was like, wow, like, this is what the future of VR is, like, that's what I was commenting to myself in this dream, but somehow, this all related back to the murders, da-na-na, and, like, I think, I was in the body of the kid who was getting murdered or something. Like, not at the time. Like, he was gonna be getting murdered or something. And I was supposed to try and stop that, I guess. I don't know. It's very confusing. But interpret that one how you will. This other one I had, like, last night. This one I probably had 2 nights ago, right? And it was, I was running tables, like, this was right after I came home from work, and I just went right to sleep, and of course I dreamed about work. I was running tables, so, like, I was running, food to tables at, like, where I work, and all of a sudden, like, this fog started rolling in. This dream was actually a little creepy. This fog started rolling in, and I didn't know, like, what was going on. Like, I was like, what's happening? I thought it was, like, I was thinking it was aliens for some reason. This fog started rolling in, and there was 2 guests, right, were, like, sitting in this booth, and, we had, like, some protective measure for this guest. Like, we had this thing that, like, it was, like, this bubble that was, like, clear glass that went over the booth because it sensed, like, danger, but my manager was sitting with them for some reason, so he got trapped in this, like, bubble, and he was like, help, like, I can't, help me, I can't get out, and I was like, I don't know what to do, dude, you want me to help you out of that bubble? And I was really thinking, like, I'm probably the one in danger, because, like, that's, like, a protective bubble, like, you're probably safe. But I don't remember the rest of that dream. I'm sorry. Yeah, some of these don't really have endings. Like, these aren't full stories. These are just my dreams. So, but that was the end of that dream. I just wanted to include that because, like, why was my manager in a bubble in a booth? So this dream, I was like, this was when I was thinking about, I was definitely thinking about what my second job should be while I was going to sleep, because I'm thinking about getting a second job, right? Like, during the weekdays, probably just to earn some more, like, income, so I can actually, like, use money in my life, because I'm getting a car soon, so all of my money is going to go to the car. So I'm thinking about getting some, like, minimal hour job during the week, like, as a second job, right? And in this dream, I went through this whole interview process. Of course, who's coming up with my dreams? First of all, why am I going through an interview in my dream? But I thought it went well. Like, the guy was happy with me, and it really looked like I was gonna get the job, right? And this place, it wasn't like, it was Home Depot, but it was in the sky. I don't know. I don't have answers. It was in the sky, and I had to take this train to get there, right? So there was, like, this whole train, like, a long, like, a bunch of cars kind of train, and it was going up ahead of me. Like, it had to go up this huge hill to get to this Home Depot in the sky. It was, like, this whole thing. And, I couldn't get on the train, so I had to use this cart that was behind the train, but I had to control it manually. So I had to press the button to let it go up, behind the train, and I was trying to get as close to the train as possible. But if I hit the train, then I would immediately be sent going all the way back down the hill. So luckily that didn't happen, but I knew that that could happen if I went too close to the train, right? Like if I tailgated the train. So I had to be like very like touch and go, like bum 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 bum, like so that I didn't get close enough, but that I was maintaining like enough momentum to get up this hill. It was this whole thing. But I got up the hill, right? And then I went into that Home Depot and I got the job. And I started doing some work, and I was talking with my coworkers, and I was like moving things around, and like, you know, I just basically had a second job in my dream, and it felt like a long dream. Like, I was doing work for like 3 hours. That's unpaid brain time, okay? Brain work that I didn't get paid for. But then this guy's talking to me, and he's like, oh, did you do this, like, this way? And I was like, yeah, like, was I not supposed to do that? He was like, yeah, no, that was not correct. And apparently, like, I was worried I was gonna get fired from this Sky Home Depot that I just got the job at. And that was really it. Like, what a pointless dream. Some of these dreams I'm just mad at. Like, why did I waste any brain energy, any REM sleep on these kind of dreams? Whenever I dream, I've never, like, my one friend says he never dreams, and I'm like, how is that, like, possible? Like, my dreams, I can't not dream, I don't think, at this point. This next dream was a dream I had last night. So, I was friends with the Dolan twins, who, if you don't know, they're YouTubers. No, I mean, okay. I wasn't friends with the Dolan twins in real life. This was in my dream. So I was friends with the Dolan twins in my dreams. And, in my dream. This is a bad start, this whole sentence. Yes, in my dreams I'm friends with the Dolan twins. So I went to bed, right? And I had a dream that I was friends with the Dolan twins, okay? And the Dolan twins, if you don't know, they're YouTubers, and they're twins, and they make, like, a bunch of different videos, but they aim for comedy. That's, like, basically the genre of their videos, right? So, I was friends with them, and we were moving in to college together, like, into this, it wasn't exactly a dorm. It was a dorm, but it was a nice dorm. Like, as soon as you open the door, like, you were in a house, like a nice house. And they were having a party. Like, as soon as they moved in, they started having a party. And I was gonna go over to this party, but I still had to, like, unpack my stuff. So, I was in the hallway, and I was about to go in, and I still had my luggage. Like, I hadn't unpacked anything. I was about to go into, like, their, like, party, I guess, or maybe I was outside my door, something like that. I was like in an in-between area, when all of a sudden I saw their door open, and a bunch of people started, like, flooding out, and, like, the music had stopped, and I was like, oh boy, like, they got caught, like, whoopsie. And I went in, like, their room to, like, see who had broken up the party, and just to kind of, like, laugh at them and, like, make fun of them for, like, getting caught so early. And first of all, like, why was I being a like, why would I do that? But I just wanted to see, like, what was going on. So I went in the room, and there was this lady in there, like, with a Bible. like this black lady who was in there, and she was the one that broke up the party, but she started, like, a youth circle. So, like, some people got roped into, like, they couldn't leave. Like, they got roped into, like, standing around into this circle to, like, learn from this lady, because she was like, I'm gonna teach you guys a lesson, like, basically. And she started, like, talking about, like, the Bible to us, and I was like, damn, I shouldn't have come in. I did this to myself, god damn it. And I still had all my luggage still, like, I don't know why I still had it. And, she started making us watch this movie about, I don't know what it was entirely about. It was supposed to be about Jesus, I guess. And you know how weird Jesus movies can be sometimes, so I guess this makes sense. But when, like, I tuned back in, like, I wasn't really watching, but, like, paying attention, but then I tuned back in, and there was, like, trolls. It was, like, it turned into a movie about trolls, like, tall trolls, not, like, the tiny guys with the purple and the different hair colors. I just sounded like such an old person. But, like, tall trolls. And, I was like, dude, this is so boring. And I looked over, and I saw, like, Grayson and, Ethan, who are the Dolan twins, like, first names. And they they looked like so ashamed of being reprimanded for some reason. They were like, oh, damn, like, like, man, I'm really upset about getting caught, like, that kind of thing. Like, that's what their faces looked like. I was like, it's not that big of a deal, guys, like, you're okay. And this girl next to me, she was Spanish, and she was, like, speaking in Spanish to her boyfriend, and she was, like, saying, she was like, this movie should be in a foreign language if they want to learn anything. And I was like thinking, like, what does she mean? And I was, like, talking to her, and she was like, they're not going to learn anything if this movie isn't in a foreign language. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And she didn't tell, I don't know what the conclusion of that was. I don't think I talked to her again after that. But I guess she thought it was a foreign language class or something, but it was a Bible study class that turned into, like, a troll movie. And we were still in a house. I don't know. I don't know, dude. But eventually, and, like, as we were talking, people kept shushing us because they knew that if we talked and we attracted the attention of the lady, she was going to yell at us all again. So then we stopped talking. That's why we stopped talking. That's why I couldn't question her more about what she meant. And then I went into my dorm. Like, I was able to leave. I don't know why I couldn't leave earlier, but I was finally able to leave. And I went into my dorm and I started unpacking. And that was the end of that dream. Oh, and if you're wondering, Sage, is that a Minecraft poster behind you? Yeah, it is. It's a creeper. But it's cool. Like, I like the close-up. Like, it's like a farm on top of the creeper. I'm Sage. This is my stage. And thanks for watching. And be on the lookout for part 3. It's coming soon to a store near you. To a YouTube. I don't have stores. To a YouTube near you. Okay.